Okay, welcome back to trigonometry. We are working on this law of cosines problem where we are supposed to figure out, we determine determine the measure of angle A, and I think to the nearest degree. Okay, so we have three sides of the triangle that we know of, right? We have 9, 6, 14 triangle here. Clearly, it is not right triangle because this is not a Pythagorean triplet. We're going to have to use the law of cosines here. So we're going to go off and say we need a c squared is equal to an a squared plus a b squared minus 2ab cosine of the angle between them. That is angle A. So I made my c squared my 14. The A and the B are the 9 and the 6 because the angle between them is the angle A. All right. So we can go ahead, once we have our formula written down, we're going to go ahead and start plugging in some values here. So I have 14 squared is equal to 9 squared plus 6 squared. It doesn't matter what order you put those in. Minus 2 times 9 times 6 times the cosine of A. All right, and that's what we're going to figure out first. Eventually, we're going to be solving for A or for the cosine of A. Okay, that's eventually what we're going to be dealing with here. So we go ahead and say this. We've got A squared here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and write this stuff down. So we have 14 squared minus 9 squared minus 6 squared. I'm just subtracting the 9 squared from both sides. I'm subtracting the 6 squared from both sides and say equals negative 2 times 9 times 6 times cosine of A. Now, I don't like to let the calculator do too much at one time, so I'm just going to go ahead and type all of this stuff in. So we could say we have 14 squared. Okay, 14 squared, which I believe is 196. Yeah, very good. 196 minus 9 times 9 is 81. 6 times 6 is 36 equals negative. Now here I'm going to say we have 2 times 9 times 6. So we have 2 times 54. It's going to be 108. So 2 times 9 times 6 equals, so we have 108 cosine of A. All right. So now we can go ahead and figure out what's going to happen on the left-hand side. So I've got 196 minus 81 minus 36 equals, and we end up with 79. So this left-hand side, 79 equals negative 108 cosine of A. Let's go ahead and divide both sides by negative 108. All right, so we can go ahead and do that. So we have 79 divided by, there we go, 108. Okay, and I know it's negative, so I'm keeping track of that on my own. So we have negative point. So we have negative 0.73. Let's see what we have here, 7315. Okay, so what I want to do here is I want to take this is equal to my cosine of A. Is it is it okay if I take the inverse cosine of a negative number? Well, sure. It just means it's going to be an obtuse angle. It means it's going to be more, it's going to be in quadrant two. Okay, so we're going to say that A is equal to the inverse cosine of negative 0.7345. And that's what we're going to go ahead and figure out here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and swap it to a negative. Okay, so I want negative my answer. So there we go. And now I want the inverse cosine of my previous answer. That's the negative 0.731. And it goes more decimal places than that. Okay. One thing I'm going to do, double check to make sure I'm in degrees. I sure am. But we just went through and did that. That's not good. What am I in here? That's not right. We are in degrees. Let's double check this one time here because that doesn't strike me as correct. I don't like that. So let's see. Let's go second function, inverse cosine. I'll just type it in. Negative 0.73148. 73148. 148. There we go. 148 15. Okay, we'll see about that. And it didn't like that. Oh, I'll bet I know why. Okay, clear. So, okay, we're going to go ahead and do this one more time. So sorry about that. Let's go ahead and do this. We have 79 divided by 108 equals, and now I want the inverse cosine of this negative and my answer, second function answer. And we'll see if that gives me a better idea here. That strikes me as an idea. Okay, that strikes me as an angle. That seems about right. So this is 137, and we'll say to the nearest degree, 137, and it was zero point 0. So we're just going to say 137 degrees, and we're going to call it a day for that one. Okay, so that's why you use law of cosines if you're given all three sides and you have to figure out one angle. Generally, with these problems, I will ask you for one angle. I won't ask you for all three because that tends to be a little tedious. Okay, so practice that one. It's really important that we know what the law of cosines is for this exam. Okay, good luck, everybody. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Very good.